Okay, so let's move on to dividing and multiplying rational numbers, or just fractions. So for example, we have negative 24 over 12, right? You can obviously divide these. However, the rule is if you have a negative number on the numerator and then a positive in the denominator, then the whole number becomes a negative number. Conversely, let's say if you had not negative, but just 24 over negative 12, that also becomes a negative number. So it doesn't really matter if you have the negative on the top or the bottom. If one's a positive, one's a negative, then the whole answer is going to be negative. Okay, so again, 24 divided by 12. So if you don't really know your times table, we can find the factors of 12 and 24, see which ones we can cancel out, right? So let's start with the factors of 24. Let's see, we can use 8 times 3, right? And then 8 times 3, we can further, so 8 we can reduce further, so 8 becomes 2 times 4, right? Alright, and then 12 becomes, well, let's try 4 times 3, okay? Alright, so let's see which of these can cancel, okay? So the way you cancel them is you find the common factors of each one, and if they have common factors, you can cancel them. So 3 and 3, well, they both have in common, so we can cancel the 3's. How about 4? We have a 4 on the top and in the bottom, so we cancel 4. And what do we have left over? We have a 2 left over, right? So the answer is 2. However, since we have a negative, it's negative 2. Okay. Let's just take the same problem. So negative 24 divided by, say, negative 12, okay? So if you divide a negative by negative, then the answer is going to be positive. Okay, so it's going to be plus 2 or just 2. So if you divide positive by negative or negative by positive, you get a negative number. And if you divide a negative by negative, you get a positive number. Okay, same thing with multiplication. So positive, if you ever multiply positive times a positive, you get positive. Positive times a negative gets you a negative. Negative times positive gets you negative. And then negative times negative equals positive. So let's try one that's kind of involved here, okay? So let's try 8 times negative 6 times negative 3. These X are not variables, but they're multiplication signs. So 8 times negative 6 and negative 3. So let's just go in order. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. Alright, and so negative 48 times negative 3. So negative times negative equals positive. So this whole answer is going to be a positive number, okay? So what is 48 times 3? Well, let's do the math. 48 times 3 equals 8 times 3 is 24. Bring down the 4. Carry the 2 over. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 144. So it's going to be 144. Let's try one more. Let's say we had negative 3 times negative 3 times 3 times negative 3. Lots of 3's. Alright. So let's just go by the sign. So we have a negative, a positive, and a negative, right? So if we multiply it out, a negative times a negative, right, is equal to what? A positive. So positive times positive is positive. Positive times negative is negative. So this whole answer is going to be a negative number. Alright, so let's just multiply that. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is, well, let's move the math. 7 times 1 is 3 is 21. Bring the 2 over. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is, so answer is negative 81.